Collaboration to realize equity and teach engineering, known as CREATE, brings enrichment opportunities around engineering to students at Boys and Girls Clubs who might not otherwise have access. Beyond initial field trip visits to local children's museum Thinkery, the program will diversify the pipeline of future engineers through small group after-school learning sessions featuring the engineering design process. NI is currently the sole funder of the CREATE program and will give $800,000 equally to Thinkery and Boys and Girls Club of the Austin area over the next 4 years in support of it.
When I saw this place the first time, I went into the Earth room because I saw it's called Earth. I saw a bunch of activities and I was exploring the place. My brain was exploding.
This was so much fun!
Thinkery's mission is to create inspirational learning experiences that equip and inspire the next generation of creative problem solvers. Learning at the core at Thinkery is always meant to be joyful. It's always meant to be play-driven because we want it to be something that they seek out, that it's not necessarily something that's just taught to them, right? It's something that they seek out and love.
Everybody got the rules?
I think our biggest struggle is the kiddos and the families that need this the most don't really have a clear path to get to us. And so, in all that we do, specifically in the space of philanthropy and community engagement, is figuring out how do we build a stronger sense of belonging for our community that needs us the most. And so that's really why we build the community partnerships that we do that have the depth and the breadth that we don't necessarily have as an institution, but we can create access and partnership with it.
So Boys and Girls Club enables the children that we serve to be the best versions of themselves that they can. And in a nutshell, that's what we do. We try to give them the opportunities that they need to develop fully as people. So being able to provide that was huge. In addition to having access to curriculum, to materials they wouldn't otherwise maybe get the access to. So that's why that partnership with both Thinkery and with NI's facilitation was so big.
And I know this sounds really cliche, but I'm gonna quote the great Whitney Houston. The children are our future. To me, that's such a brilliant way for the company to give back, because then I always feel like that's their formative years. Those are the times that they'll remember, hey, I remember that. And they'll think into the future saying, hey, and I was one of those sponsors, it'd be great to work for that sponsor and give back.
Ready? Yeah, ready. All right, let's go.
Not only is it an investment in the area, but it's an investment in the people because it just behooves them to find local talent and develop local talent. And when you've been here long enough, I think companies like NI have sort of figured out or cracked that code that's when you invest in the people will eventually invest in you.
One of the quotes that we say a lot and what drives our work is that you can't be what you can't see. And so by having these partnerships, having kiddos come from areas that don't necessarily have access to these spaces and then get to interact with folks who are sort of on the end of that pipeline, they're seeing what they can be. They're coming to a space where they can play and be free to explore and to ask questions and get things wrong and then get them right and then celebrate with somebody who they can see themselves being. It's pretty magical.
Over 75 Boys and Girls Club students were able to visit Thinkery during the first field trip, and each received a complimentary year-long membership for themselves and their families. 13 more field trips are planned for the first half of 2022 alone. While NI is currently the sole funder of this groundbreaking program, more room for support is available. To get involved in forward-thinking initiatives like this one, scan these codes today.